What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. Now in this video we're gonna be picking a CPA dating offer and advertising it on the Google Display Network. So I'm gonna essentially show you everything from beginning to end, how to pick the right offer, how to make the advertisement, how to actually create the ad on the Google Display Network, and pretty much everything that you need to know in order to go through this process and do this thing yourself. So first of all, I don't know about you, but dating offers, they're generally very, very profitable. It's part of the relationship area. As you know, you have the health, wealth, relationships. And so relationships is actually a very, very profitable. It's a multi-billion, if not even more, dollar business worldwide. And it's especially pretty big in the United States. And so as with everywhere else, every network has dating offers. So I'm here in my Max Bounty account, and the first thing that I do is I go to search campaigns, I go to search options. If you click on that, it opens it up, and I basically go to categories and I pick dating, and I want to pick my approved offers, right? I only want them to show offers that have been already approved to me. I don't need to ask to be approved, and I pick mobile optimized, so that the mobile traffic, they see that offer, it's nicely designed and they could see it properly, so it converts better. And that's pretty much all we do. Then I click search. And so right off the bat, we have a whole list of different dating offers. Now, the first thing you have to know about the dating niche is there are obviously some aggressive offers and some not so aggressive offers. So an example of an aggressive offer would be, flirty, be naughty, it's a little bit more aggressive, more sexualized, so there's, flirt.com is okay, a one-night friend, that's a little bit more aggressive. So what you want to do is you want to start out on the less aggressive side. You want to start out on the safe side. Now, I actually emailed my account manager, and I asked her to recommend a good dating offer because I have sites where I could send traffic to. And so what she recommended is this thing right here, Cindy Matches, dating mobile, and it pays $3.40 per lead, 19 cents CPA, and they allow traffic on pretty much all of the kind of traffic sources, right? They allow contextual, display, search, social, native, and mobile ads. So let's go. I opened this up. So let's go this and view this offer in greater detail. So the first thing that you see is double opt-in, $3.40 per lead. It allows 500 actions per day. It allows these countries right here. So these are the tier 5 plus Ireland, right? So pretty much you have Australia, Canada, Ireland, New Zealand, UK, US. So when we're talking about the top tier countries, these are all countries usually without Ireland there, and Ireland can also be there. Devices allowed, yes, network EPC 19 cent, and so I could send 500 actions. Now, the next thing you want to take a look at is this description box. Now, usually they tell you a little bit more about the offer, what they allow, what they don't allow, and what I'm searching for is resources, right? Some offers, and this typically happens on ClickBank and pretty much affiliate networks, not so much on CPA networks, is that they give you actually resources. They give you banners and maybe email swipes and maybe other material that you can use to promote. And so in this case, they don't do that. There's not a lot of offers on Max Bounty that actually do that. And if they do, it's a bonus. If they don't, that's not a problem because we can get those banners made ourselves, or that, we can hire somebody to make them. So in this case, they don't give us any resources. So we can read a little bit about the offer, et cetera, double opt-in, $3.40 per lead. Things like that. We can even open the landing page, see what it looks like. So we click on that, and it opens up, and it says checking your city, checking your gender, checking your some score there. And they're basically, what they're doing is they're qualifying the lead. They're acting as though they're personalizing the website, and usually it's not the case at all. Usually it's all automatically done. But nevertheless, my AM said that this offer converts pretty well. Excuse me. So this is something that we're gonna go with. All right, so now that we understand what's going on, we can build the tracking link. We're going to use the display. We're going to get the raw link. And here's our main landing page. And here we have the link. Now, the next thing you want to do is you want to actually create the banner. Remember, this is the banner network, so it really helps to create the banner. Now, what I did was I basically went ahead, I went on Google, I did a search for Cindy matches. And what I see is a lot of basically, they are their landing pages. There's a YouTube video, probably like an affiliate video. There's a lot of other things. And I found this banner right here. So if I click on that, it opens up this image here. Now, this is obviously one of their provided images that we can use because we're promoting the software. They're not restricting us to use their official images to promote their official offers. So we can basically click on this image. And what it's going to do, it's going to redirect to the site where this image is. So we can save this image and we could basically save it to download. And then we can head to Canva, which is a tool that I use to create this banner ad. Now, before we do so, you want to take a look. You want to basically see what are the dimensions, what kind of banner ads that we can create. So if I basically Google for Google Display Network ad specs, and here's a page that tells you right away most common AdWords display ad sizes. So we have 250 square, 200 468 by 60 banner, 728 by 90 leaderboard, 300 by 250 inline rectangle, and a large rectangle. So you can potentially create banners in all of these sizes. This could be the same image, or this could be multiple images. You can go on Fiverr and pay $5 to $10, and you're gonna get a couple of banners made for that amount. Now, they're not gonna be like the best banners in the world, but they're gonna make do with what we have here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create one image. Okay, it's very trivial to create several of these when you're using a tool like Canva. And what I'm gonna show you is I'm gonna create one of these images. I'm gonna just make a square because I've seen that ad pop up a lot, that format on websites. So I'm gonna go to Canva, and I already have some designs here. I'm gonna create a new design. I'm gonna use custom dimensions. I'm gonna use 250. And so Canva basically loaded me up with a canvas, and now I can basically place my images there, add some text, and do what I gotta do. All right, so I went ahead and created a simple graphic. Now, obviously, I'm not a professional designer. I'm just showing you what could be done in as little as 5 minutes. And so in 5 minutes, I have a simple image from their library, one of their official images. It has a call to action, unlock my matches, and I also created one, show my matches. Now, probably a good idea would be to match this call to action to that other call to action. So I'm gonna label it the same. We can also make it uppercase as well and see if that looks better. So let's make it a little bit smaller. Okay, so there you go. So I don't know if that looks better, but it's all nicely aligned. So that is something that you can potentially use for your campaign. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna download this, right? We're gonna click on publish here, and we're gonna download this ready-made image. And now we have one format that we can use to create the ad on the Google Display Network. And obviously you could reuse this image. You can create display ads on other networks as well, but we're only covering the Google Display Network. All right, so now we're gonna go into our Google Ads dashboard. And now obviously Google Ads, they cost money, but if you Google around, you may find a coupon for anywhere from $75 to $150, and basically it's used as a credit for your Google Ads. So definitely search around, but that's for new accounts only. If you already have an account, you may need to create a new account to take advantage of that. So I'm here in my Google Ads, and this is where you create ads for search campaigns, display campaigns, video campaigns, pretty much everything that runs through the Google Ads network, which is pretty huge. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna click on this display campaigns here, and we're gonna create a new campaign. Okay, we're gonna click on the new campaign. Now, it gives us several objectives, but the problem is, since we are running a CPA offer or even an affiliate offer, we cannot really track back the events that we're getting back. So we cannot track back, sales or leads, because we need to install a pixel in order to send those events back. So what we want to do is we're gonna keep it simple. We're gonna create a campaign without the guidance. We're gonna use display. We're going to use the standard display campaign. You can also do Gmail as well. If you have a website, you can put it here, and it's going to give you more ideas. We're going to click continue. Okay, now we have to label the campaign. So let's call this campaign something. Let's call it Google Display Campaign. Or let's just call it campaign 1, just to keep it simple, C1. Now here are the locations. So that offer, as I showed you before, that offer is limited to the top 5 countries, the tier 1, plus Ireland. So when I start out, I typically like to run ads in the United States because it's one of the biggest markets, and it's also one of the most profitable ones. So if you do well in the United States, chances are you're going to do well. Or there could be some discrepancy, but typically if it does well in the US, it's gonna do well otherwise. And even if it doesn't do well in other country, it may do well in the US. And so we're gonna start out with the US market. And next we scroll down, people in or show interest in. So you do not want to pick this. You want to pick the second option, people in or regularly in your targeted location. We don't care about people who are interested in the United States. We only want to reach people who are physically in the United States or regularly in, okay? Next, we have people in your excluded locations. We want to exclude. Yes, we just want to exclude people, so that's fine. English is the language. Conversions, manually set bids. Now, obviously, there are some other optimization goals that we can pick. But what you want to do is you want to pick conversions and you want to manually set bids because there's no way for Google to optimize this because we're not sending the data back. And pay for clicks, we got that. And now the budget. We're going to start out with a small budget, right? Because the CPA payout is relatively small. So that means we don't need a lot of money to test if things are working. If this was a $100 product, we may need to spend $100 or $200 just to get one sale. But in this case, the payout is like $3 and something. So we don't need to spend a lot of time. So I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to keep it at $5 per day. And here it gives us some information that we can use. It gives us the impressions, 10 billion. That's going to go down when we're going to work with targeting. And then it gives us some clicks where we can average CPC. That's also going to change later on. Now we create the ad groups. Now the ad groups is where we are basically working on two things. We have the targeting, the demographics, and we also have the content and the content where we're going to be placing the ads. So we can either target the people and their behaviors and what they're like, because Google knows a lot about, the people that are, browsing the web and have Gmail accounts and have YouTube accounts and things like that. And then we have the content, which is the website, YouTube channels, other sorts of media where we can actually place the ads on. And so typically you want to create two ad groups, one for the audience and one for the actual content. So let's see what we can do here. So we have the targeting ideas, right? So we can look at, so obviously we haven't given Google information, so it cannot give us really ideas. But what we can do is we can basically search for something like dating and see what happens. And so here we go, in-market audiences, right? So there are two types of audiences. There's the affinity audiences, basically people that are interested in something like this. And there's in-market audience, basically people who are about to purchase the product or service. So, it's like when you think about it, it's people who are, let's say I'm interested in videography. So I'm just browsing videos, but people, and that's affinity, or I have an affinity for videography. And then you have in-market, and that's when I'm ready to buy a camera. I'm ready to buy this videography course. I'm ready to buy this equipment. So it's slightly different. And what we have here is in-market audience for dating, right? And this sounds like it's exactly what we need. So we click on this, we're gonna get this updated, and we have some new data in there and things like that. So we can reach them using the audiences. That's one way of reaching them. We can also specify the demographics. Obviously, this is largely targeted to men because there's a woman on the landing page. And so we're gonna deselect female, we're gonna deselect unknown. Now the age is right. What you want to do is you want to go back to that offer and see, sometimes they give us an age range. And so in this case, they don't really give us an age range. So what we're going to do is we're basically going to, we can keep it wide open, but typically I want to deselect this lower age range because typically these kinds of sites are more targeted for the older audience. So I'm talking about 25 and up. So I'm going to deselect this. Parental status, I'm gonna keep this open. I'm gonna keep this open. I'm gonna keep all of this wide open. Targeting expansion, we don't want to do any targeting expansions. And that's a way for Google to basically find more people like that we haven't exactly specified, but it's gonna go out and find other people. We don't need to do that. We have enough. We have enough of, we have 6.2 billion audience, right? That's enough. We don't need Google to actually find more people. And then there's the bid, right? And you can bid whatever you want. It's basically recommending we bid 52 cents. Let's put 50 cents. Or I typically like to start out small. Maybe Google sometimes will, recommend us to bid something higher. Let's start with 30 cents. Okay, let's do that. And then we can create the new ad. So I'm going to do that really quick. Upload display ads. And then we basically have the final URL. And this is going to be either your landing page or something like that. I'm just going to put something like yahoo.com. Just to put something in there. And now we're going to upload the ad. Okay, so now we created this ad, and it's basically telling us we're going to get 370 million impressions for this. Now, we are not using, we could potentially be also using content tracking here, and this will give us more options, more ways to reach audience that where we think they are. And so we can basically create another ad group, okay? We can potentially create another ad group. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna apply changes here. We have one ad here. We can also copy that ad, create a new ad really quickly. And so what we want to do is we want to quickly look at content targeting. When you click on that, you see three things: keywords, topics, and placements. I like keywords. I've had good success with keywords. Topics has been, more or less, and placements is also good. So let me show you quickly how keywords works so that you understand. So I can basically put a related website. So let's say I put Cindy Matches here. And see what it comes up with. And so once we enter Cindy Matches, we basically have various keywords and they're relevant: match, dating site, instant dating, dating profile, internet dating. So we could potentially add all of these ideas to this ad group and see see if we can reach the people that we want using these keywords. Now, these are not keywords that somebody needs to go out and enter, right? This is not Google pay-per-click ads, right? These are just topics, right? These are, they call them keywords, but these are just topics. So these are absolutely fine. The more you have, the more these are valuable. And so once we enter that, we're down to 40 million impressions, which is pretty legit. We're getting more and more kind of more specific with our targeting. And so we can have keyword setting, can only show ads on web pages, show ads to people likely. So we cannot pick that. We'll have to pick that, obviously. And so you can also add another website, maybe another dating website. There are tons of them, and you can get more keyword ideas and you can add them to this list. And the other thing I want to show you real quick is placements. Okay, so if you do placements, this is actually where you choose where you want your ads to be shown. Now, typically what you want to do is you want to take keywords and put that in a separate ad group, and you also want to put placements in a separate ad group and assign them a budget, maybe like a $5 budget to each ad group. And that way you will know which ad group is doing better than the other. And now in terms of websites, so let's say I put something like dating, right? And I will get a lot of websites, obviously. And so I have a list of 143 websites, more than 1,000 YouTube channels, YouTube videos, apps, app categories. So I have a lot of inventory. And so there's some YouTube channels that I could potentially place my display ad, because display ads can be placed on YouTube channels as well. So I can pick any of these if I feel these are applicable to what I'm doing. Obviously, it would be a good idea to go out and view a couple of videos, see what's going on, get a little more familiarized, guys, because you don't want to put blindly on the channel that you feel is not really useful. And so what you want to do is you want to get a little more familiarized. So maybe target guys who have issues dating with women, right? They need help. The problem with dating guide. Obviously you don't want to reach channels that are targeted to women. right? You want to reach channels that are targeting to men dating advice, dating guide, it's Alex Clark, modern light dating, etc., etc. So you have a lot of these channels. Now you can do that. You can also do, you can also go on websites, right? You can also, there's a lot of websites, match.com, chemistry.com, etc., etc. So you can pick a couple of websites. So you have a lot of ways of reaching your audience, right? You can also go on the YouTube videos. You can place your ad on specific YouTube videos, right? 14 red flags of dating, why dating is so hard for millennials. You have to really think about what is the best way, what kind of audience is going to be interested in that offer, right? Because dating is a very broad niche, and you have to be constantly thinking about, okay, is this for certain people? Is this for certain people? And so you have to kind of familiarize with the dating niche, and then you'll be able to understand, okay, I want to place this on this channel or this website, or maybe match.com or maybe chemistry.com, etc. Those also apps, but I don't really use the bottom two. I use websites, YouTube channels, sometimes YouTube videos, although not so much, but usually websites and YouTube channels is what I do. And that's how you do content target. I don't really do topics because I feel that they're a little too broad. You can experiment with them. And so what you want to do is you want to basically take this demographics, create one ad group with that. So you want to remove all of this. You're not going to be doing all of this. You want to actually, remove all the content, create an ad group, right? Create a campaign, and you're going to have one ad group. Then you can duplicate that ad group and create, placements, like keywords, and then have another ad group for content, channels, websites, etc., etc. And that way you will have lots of different ad groups where you can monitor the performance and compare. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a campaign for this one with something that we have. And now we have this campaign. We can continue the campaign, and now we have a campaign that we can run. It's 30 cents enhanced CPC, and we're gonna have some data after Google goes ahead and approves this campaign. And that's how you go out and create an offer. You pick an offer on a network like Max Bounty and go and create a campaign on Google Display Network. So that's all I have for you for today. I really hope you've gotten some value out of this video. If you have any questions or comments, definitely leave them below. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more similar videos, click the like button, subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell. I'm going to be making a lot more videos about very, very similar topics: making money online, digital marketing, CPA marketing, affiliate marketing, and everything else that's about making money online. So again, thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you real soon.